This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log one random task at a time. After nearly 2 years and over 4,000 hours of gameplay, I'm finally ready to take on RuneScape's endgame as I venture into the elite tier. Welcome to Season 4 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 167 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I spent over 5 weeks in the wilderness trying to get Laren's keys to get a Dagonhai robe piece, where I actually accidentally finished a bunch of other tasks and didn't finish the Dagonhai robe task. I talked a little bit about that in the last video, so if you want to know what happened there, go and check it out. But all you need to know is that now we are on a Forestry unique task, of which I only actually have 2 items left, the golden pheasant egg and the petal garland. And I was just talking about how they recently made a change where now the golden pheasant egg and the fox whistle are in the Forestry shop for anima bark. So all I need to do is get 75,000 anima bark to guarantee the item if I don't get it the normal way, which is a lot considering I think I actually have a bunch of anima infused bark from the last task and I'm still only at 50,000. So I either need to get 25,000 more anima infused bark or the petal garland or the golden pheasant egg as a drop. So let's go do some forestry. The last time I had a forestry unique task, I did the solo method of hopping worlds at one tree and preparing them with an alt and everything. And between the last time and this time, they actually nerfed that method to where it no longer works like at all, I think. So essentially now the best method is to actually do forestry the way they initially intended, which is with other people. Ooh, scary. But what that means is that it is a lot more AFK because I'm actually going to be like hitting trees. I don't think I'm going to stay here at Draenor. I was just talking and happened to be here, but I need to look into what the current meta is for forestry, just for gathering anima infused bark. I don't really know where the best spots are. So I'm going to go look into it while I just hit these trees passively, and then we'll go and figure out a plan. One other nice thing that should help me on this task is they increased the drop rate of the golden pheasant egg, fox whistle, and petal garland by a lot. I believe when I was doing this before, it scaled with your woodcutting level, and even at 99, it only scaled up to 1 in like 75 or something. I don't actually remember, but now they made it a flat 1 in 30 for all 3 items, so it should just be a lot easier to get them normally. But again, even if I don't, I'm already like 2/3 of the way to being able to buy one. So hopefully this doesn't take too long. I've made my way over here to the Mist Guild magic trees. I don't know if this is going to be the best spot for me, but what I do know is it's super AFK and I like that. Man, it feels so good to not be in the wilderness. I was stuck out there for like actually 5.5 weeks or something. I don't know, I didn't do the math, but I know I let myself do a little bit of skilling training in between when the wilderness was too busy to get anything done. Most notably, I got 99 smithing and 96 agility, but this is just, it's such a nice break and change of pace. Not having to stare at my screen 100% of the time is just such a relief and makes the game so much more enjoyable. I love not being in the wilderness. One thing I did want to mention that I forgot to bring up at the end of the last video, I do still want to go back to Spindle for that Voidwaker gem. I'm 1 Voidwaker piece away from having one of, if not the strongest spec weapons in the game, and I do want to go back to get it. I do still have 1 task left on the elite tier to get a unique from Corp, and I really wanted to do the Voidwaker spec method instead of the defense training method, so maybe when I roll that Corp task, I'll go back to Spindle, farm out a Voidwaker gem, and then go and kill Corp. Haven't really planned that out yet, but yeah, technically I do still want to go back to the wilderness for that Voidwaker gem, but other than that, I've completed every task on the elite tier that requires me to go to the wilderness, so I essentially don't have to go back there ever, which is just such a nice feeling for me. Last time I did a forestry task, I went pretty in detail on the method I was doing and gave people a bunch of advice if they were trying to do it themselves, and unfortunately, none of that works anymore. It's all invalid. So instead, this time I will give you some advice if you are trying to greenlog forestry yourself and you are going to buy those 2 items that you can now buy with anima infused bark. Wait until you have enough to buy both of them. To buy either of them, because you can keep doing the events and potentially get either one. Then you know which one to buy going forward, and that way you don't waste your anima infused bark, unless you have enough to buy both of them and you haven't got either of them somehow, which at this point would be a miracle because of how much more likely it is to get them. But there you go, there's some advice. And as far as, you know, me actually doing the task, it's going pretty well. I've been woodcutting all day. The events are actually spawning fairly often, which I guess they did buff the event rate, which is nice. And other than that, it's fairly AFK. So I am enjoying it. And I've got 15,000 anima infused bark so far. So I still need another 10. I'm going to continue and probably continue tomorrow morning. But the next thing you see is probably either going to be me getting one of the things from an event or having enough bark to buy it. So see you soon. I got the thing! I don't even need to buy it! Let's go! Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a little bit upset I didn't get the petal garland from the event, because I'm almost able to buy this anyway, but I guess that means I get to save all of my anima infused bark that I'll probably never use for anything else. But at least we got it early, so that's good. All in all, it really wasn't too bad. As you can see, my bark per hour was pretty low, but a lot of this I was like completely AFK, so it probably wasn't quite 10 hours, probably closer to like 8 hours of woodcutting, which compared to what the drop rates used to be and how long it took me to get my first unique, that's incredible, so I'll take it. So I got a bunch of bird eggs from that one forestry event that gives you a guaranteed god egg nest, and I realized that it had been a while since I'd actually collected from my kingdom, of which I have it pretty much all on things that can give me bird's nests, so Maple's Antiques, and I figured I would show you this. I have no idea how many months worth this is, but yeah, that's pretty good. Like 100,000 logs, like 1,000 birds nests, 28 bird eggs. That's pretty good. So I ended up with 38 god eggs to sacrifice, and I believe the evil chicken outfit pieces are a 1 in 300 to get any of them. So I'm not super hopeful about this, but you never know. Unfortunate, but expected. And real quick before we move on, I got a couple of master caskets here. I got 2 sets of clues from the woodcutting, and because I don't have any more master clue tasks on the spreadsheet, I can open these whenever I want to, and I want to. Yeah, sounds about right. So there was an update today that allows you to trade in extra giant soul amulets from the new Royal Titans boss to the odd old man, the guy from the Rag and Bone Man quest, and you get 30 big bones per amulet, which is not very many. I was kind of hoping it would be like 100, like most of the other things are when you break them down, like Xerix talismans or anything like that, but I guess it's not nothing. Gives you a use for your extra amulets. Kind of cool, I guess. Also, real quick, I just wanted to show off something funny. Apparently, with the new Twin Flame staff, you actually don't need to change attacks at all at Barbarian Assault. So, as you can see up here, it says that the wind spell is currently the only one that's effective, but I have it set to Fire Wave, and it just works. Like, I'm still hitting, which is really funny. And you'll see I can still hit even though a new call just went out. It actually just doesn't stop you from attacking because the spell will always count as whatever the enemy is weak to, which is just so weird. I don't know if this is intended or not, or if they're going to fix this, but if not, it makes for some really lazy Barbarian Assault with Mage, which is kind of cool. Usually Mage isn't that effective at Barbarian Assault, so I kind of like it. Also, not to mention, because of the Twin Flame Staff passive ability of doing this Echo spell, you actually get to take advantage of the attacker level up perk, where every hit you're guaranteed to do a certain amount of damage. So it's effectively the same as using a more meta weapon. Right now the meta is using ranged, usually with a 3-tick weapon like a magic short bow or a Venator bow or something. But you actually get a very similar effect with magic because of the double hit, where you get to do 2 attacks every 6 ticks, is the same as doing 1 attack every 3 ticks. So it's actually like not just easy, but also really strong. And you can actually see here, if I go to the advanced breakdown real quick, you don't actually lose any points for attacking this way. You can see failed attacker attacks has 0. So it does actually work, which is crazy. Anyways, I just wanted to show that off because I think it's really cool. I think it fits the staff really well thematically, and unfortunately, I fear that Jagex is going to see that and end up just deleting it, which I would not like to see. Instead, please, Jagex, just update it to actually cast the correct spell. Because right now, I will admit, it looks a little janky because you're just using the wrong spell every time. But if you were to just update it to always cast the correct spell, it would look cool, it would fit well thematically, and it would make the staff a lot more useful. So that's my suggestion to you, Jagex. But now, I actually have enough points to do a high gamble. This is going to be the first high gamble on the account, and if I get the pet, I will scream. I didn't get the pet. Okay, well. In case you didn't know, the only way to get the pet Penance Queen is from high gambles, and it is a 1 in 1,000 chance to get. It's one of the harder pets to get just based on the amount of time it takes to get the necessary points for a single gamble. I think I got 437 points in 18 minutes. I'm not going to do the math on how many attempts per hour that is, but it's something like 3. So you get 3 tries per hour, and it's a 1 in 1,000. So if I ever do end up decide to go for that pet, that will be a very long grind, but maybe the staff will still work by the time I get there, and it'll be super meta, and it'll be really fun. But anyways, we're moving on. Let's go roll a new task. So I've got to the point in the spreadsheet where I know every single task I have left, so nothing's going to surprise me here, but I do have a couple tasks left that I have 2 of, and I would like to roll one of them right now. So let's see if we can do that. Get a new Golden Godsword spec from LMS. Okay, well, this is one of the 2 that I have 2 of, but it was not the one I wanted. But oh well. Let's go see. I'm only doing these tasks when they are on the North American rotation for LMS Worlds, so let me go check if that is the case. As I was saying, today is actually Wednesday, which means it is update day, and that is also when they changed the PvP world rotations, and it actually just changed to the North American rotation. So perfect timing for this task. I have 2 more Golden Godsword specs to get, the Armadillo and the Zamorak. Both of which I think I could count the amount of times I've used their specs on one hand, but we're getting them for the collection log either way. 75 points each. I am sort of tempted to just do it all now while I know that it's on the right rotation, but I guess that'll depend on how the games are going and how many easy bot kills I can get. So let's just go get started. Wow, first game back to LMS and I came second with 4 kills. That's very promising. I don't usually perform that well. Now, I am a little bit upset because if I had won that last fight, then I would have had the maximum points you can get from a game, a first place with 5 kill bonus of 2 points, but still pretty good. So I have no proof that they are definitely actually bots, but the amount of people I've killed in that exact same pattern of them just wearing a whip, praying melee, trying to reach me to kill me while I stand 1 tile away with a crossbow, they have to be bots, right? Like, no real person is sitting there like spam clicking me to try and reach me in LMS. Like, they must know better. I bet this is a bot too, if I had to guess. Yep. Don't get me wrong, as someone who's bad at PKing, I actually love when those type of bots are in LMS. They essentially just help you get more points than anything, and sure, sometimes they might eke by and get a point, but honestly, I don't really know what their purpose is. You need to get a kill to get a point, and I guess the only way they end up getting kills is if they fight another bot like them. So I guess the bot farm just has to hope that they have enough of them that they get in games with each other, but yeah, essentially free points for me, so thank you. I don't really know what to show you guys for these tasks. I'm not very good at PKing, and most of my fights are either against bots or not that interesting because I end up just dying. But if anything interesting happens, I'll be sure to show you it. Hey, that was a good win. Alright, well, that's going to do it for LMS. 75 points. Honestly, it went by pretty fast, even though I'm not very good at LMS. I'm very happy to get that win, partially because that means that I can claim this cape as well, which is another collection log slot that I was not expecting to get, and then I could also unlock the spec. Heck yeah! And I'm going to stay right here as we go over to the spreadsheet to roll a new task. Maybe I get them back to back, and I can just go ahead and do it right now. Generating a new task right now is actually really funny because I know like every task left on the spreadsheet. There isn't really any like mystery or wonder. It's more like just, all right, which of the 7 tasks that I have left am I going to do first, you know? But either way, let's see what it is. Get 5 new uniques from Easy Clues. The last Easy Clue task. Let's go. I have really enjoyed being able to finish off each of the clue tiers on the spreadsheet, starting with the Masters and Elites and then Hards, and now after this task we will be done with the Easies as well. But this one might take a little while. Most of the uniques I have left are some of the rarer ones, being like all of the Elegant pieces and some of the Team Capes and the Monk Robe Gs and whatnot. But I still do have a bunch of normal collection logs left too, including the Flared Trousers, which I still do not have any of. And I've had to drop many master clues because of this. So hopefully on this task I get a pair, because I would hate to finish all of the easy clue tasks on the spreadsheet and never get a single pair. That would kind of suck, but that would be great. Everything else, obviously I still want it, but let's just go do it. Gonna be pickpocketing him versus my clues like usual. There's just nothing even close to as fast as this, so yeah. I don't know how many I'm gonna get. I think I'll probably go with like, I don't know. I have no idea how common uniques are going to be for me, or new uniques, so I'll probably get a bunch and just see how it goes. So I've got 25 caskets. I think we're going to start with that. I don't know if this is going to be enough to even get a single new unique, but I figured this will put us at a nice clean 850 opened, and if we need to move up to bigger stacks in the future, we can, but let's just start with this, see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, no new uniques. Okay. Well, I can't say that I'm surprised, but I can say that I am a little disappointed. I did get 7 unique items there, but no new ones. But maybe this is just a sign that I need to move up, and next time I think maybe I'll go for 50 caskets. And there it is, casket number 50. Let me go to a bank. It actually took a little bit longer than I had expected. I don't know the exact number of clues per hour I'm getting, but depending on how much I try, maybe around 15 clues per hour. So this was probably like 3.5 hours of cluing, but 50 caskets. I would like to see, I mean, at least 1 new unique, if not 2 would be great, but Flared Trousers, please. Oh, that's a good one. Team Cape 0, let's go. I knew I had one of the capes already, but it was definitely the Cape of Skulls. So Team Cape 0 is a very welcome sight. Again, one of the rarer ones, so that's pretty cool. And got it pretty early on. I still have 39 more caskets. So I would love to see another new unique, though. Hey, there we go. Red Beret. 2 out of 5. I'm already very happy. And 16 more caskets. Alright, well, that's pretty good. 2 new uniques and 50 caskets seem to work pretty well. And again, that put me at a nice clean number. So I guess I'll go and get 50 more. I just so happened to accidentally click on the loot tracker and notice that I've pickpocketed over 35,000 ham members over the course of this account. I've got 689 easy clues from them. That's so much more than I was expecting. Alright, and there it is, 50 caskets ready to go once again. I think I'm in the same boat. I think 1 unique and I'm okay with it. 2 would be great. 3 would be incredible. 0 would be very sad, but let's just do it. Yes! Oh my goodness, it actually happened. Not only is it a new unique, but it's the one I wanted, the flared trousers. Let's go. Alright, well, these caskets have already been incredible. 22 left. Honestly, even if I get none, I'm still so happy I got the trousers, but pretty good odds to at least get maybe 1 more. It's 1 more. 2 caskets later. Let's freaking go. 20 caskets left. Please, let me finish the task here. I'm done! This is the best it could have ever been. What the heck? Honestly, after the first batch of 25 caskets where I got none, I was expecting this to be way, way longer than that. But we are done with easy clues on the spreadsheet with the flared trousers. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better. And I have 18 caskets left, so I'm just going to speed open these. I probably should have stopped when I got the master clue, but oh well. I got more flared trousers somewhere. What? What? Okay, that is very funny that I would go 900 and something caskets with none and then get 2 in 50 caskets, but we got the flared trousers, we got all the easy clue uniques we needed, we are done. I'm gonna go sort out all of this junk in my bank and then probably do this master clue and then we'll move on. Yeah, oh, and I gotta go build this stash unit as well. Honestly, it's kind of perfect, because if you don't know, I actually keep all of my clue uniques in my treasure chest. So there is a flared pants. I don't know why it's called flared pants when they're called flared trousers, but there is a section to put them in the treasure chest. So now I can have 1 in here and 1 in the stash unit to use, which is kind of cool. And I got to put a ham joint in here. And real quick, before we roll a new task, I got a master casket. Neato! Fancy tiara! Alright, well that task went pretty much as good as I could have possibly asked for. I got all 5 of my easy clue uniques fairly quickly. I got a master clue unique. I mean, we are just cruising now. So, let's keep that up. Let's go roll a new task, see what we're doing. Alright, back on the spreadsheet, we can complete the task. And there's 1 thing left that I still have multiple tasks of, which is a God Wars Dungeon unique, which I'm going to have to go to Nex to do because I've got all of the other God Wars Dungeon items. So I would like to see 1 of those. I kind of want to get 1 of those out of the way. Get 1 unique from God Wars Dungeon. Alright, well, sure enough, there it is. There isn't very many tasks left, so it was very likely that I actually got 1 of these. So, as I mentioned before, I have completely finished all of the God Wars Dungeon bosses other than pets. So I have all the items from Zilyana, all the items from Gardor, Krill, and Kree the same. And that means the only thing I have left is Nex uniques, of which I have none. And I have never really killed Nex, not on leagues or not in a mass. So I don't really know what I want to do. I do know that small teams is definitely the best way to get Nex uniques, but I don't really know what I'm doing at Nex, and I don't really have a team to do it with. So I need to come up with a plan. I think I'm just going to go over there right now and start getting KC and figure out what I want to do from there. As far as the Nex uniques go, pretty much all of them are fairly useful. I think the hilt is definitely the least useful and the one that I would like to see the least. But Zerite crossbow would be great. Zerite Vambraces would be amazing. Any Torva piece would be good, but specifically the body or legs. Less so the helmet, but pretty much any Nex unique, obviously it would both satisfy the task and be at least somewhat useful. So I'm not too picky here, but I think Torva plate or legs would be good, or Zerite crossbow or Vambraces would be good. So I was doing some masses while I figured out what the plan was going to be, and came to the realization that masses are probably not going to be the way for this task. They're just so much less likely that I specifically get a unique. A lot more likely to see a unique within, you know, an hour or something, but a lot less likely to be the one to receive it. So I've recruited some people from the clan, and we're going to send some team Nex. I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to try and stay alive. Alright, well, 1 kill down. I don't think it was too bad. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Okay, I did like 11 kills with the team. Unfortunately, for some reason, my recorder didn't work properly, but nothing really happened, as you can see. So 11 kills. I'm now feeling a lot more comfortable actually doing the boss. But I do have to take a little bit of a break. So we'll be back soon. I think I'm just going to go and do some preparing. I'm going to make some more bolts or enchant the bolts that I made. And I need to make some more potions. Turns out that I'm running out of extended antivenoms. In fact, I have 3 doses left. So I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to get ready and then we'll go again later. Man, extended anti-venom pluses have got to be one of the most annoying things to upkeep on an Iron Man. You need antidote pluses, which fortunately I had a bunch from drops, but if not, you have to make them from coconut milk, magic tree roots, and an irrit leaf. Then you add the Zulrah scales to make them into an anti-venom. Then you add the Torstol to make them into an anti-venom plus. Then you add the Araxite venom sac to make them extended anti-venom pluses. That's just so much things. Okay, so it turns out that I am like completely out of Torstols. And so I decided to go and plant some, and I realized that this is the first actual farm run I'm doing in like, I don't know, 8 months or something. I like completely forgot what I'm doing. Turns out I actually remember the exact last time I did a farm run because I planted all these toad flaxes because I needed them for mastering mixology, which had just recently had an update, and I finally decided I was going to go and try it, and then I needed the herbs to turn into resin. So I can actually go on the wiki and check the exact date that I did my last farm run, which would have been right around October 2nd, 2024, which it is now February 14th, 2025. So like 5 months ago. That's not too bad. I guess it is a little worse when you consider the fact that when I was doing those farm runs, it had also been a really long time since I had done any farm runs. So it's probably been closer to like a year since I've done consistent farm runs, but oh well. I just want everyone to know how upset I am that the Herblore cape doesn't work when using Zahur to make your unfinished potions. She won't use the grimy herbs even though I have the cape. This is stupid. And yes, I'm aware that you can just pay her to clean the herbs and then use those, which I did do, but basically scammed out of 157k. Oh, I forgot to turn my recorder on. I was just running some RD laps while I was waiting for my herb patches to grow, and it turns out that when you're doing full snapegrass runs, you barely get any time between herb runs to actually play the game. So I've just been coming here, running some laps, going and doing my farm runs, and it's working pretty well. 97 agility, look at that. Alright, well, we are back at Nex. I did a bunch more farming still. I got over 1,000 Torstols ready to go, which is very nice. I'm going to try and keep going with the farm runs because I've been so inconsistent, and I still have all these seeds to go through. I mean, 240 Renar seeds, like, I got to get back to this. But while I've got a team, we're back at Nex, so we're just going to send it. Well, I feel like this is a good time while I'm getting my KC back again to just sort of talk a little bit about the concept of kill count at God Wars Dungeon. What a cringe mechanic. Like, I just want to kill the boss. It's so lame that I have to sit here and spend like 15, 20 minutes just killing random minions to get this number higher, to even be allowed in the boss room. I feel like it was a mechanic that made more sense with the mindset of an older player base, like back in the day, you know, 20 years ago when the content came out. Maybe not quite, but nowadays, KC just feels so weird and makes the gameplay feel so much less smooth that I feel like we can do something about this, Jagex. And my solution to that problem would just be to make the combat achievements more effective at lowering the KC. So right now it starts at 40, and then I think hard is 35, elite is 30, master is 25, grandmaster is 15. I feel like you could just start that at the easy tier. So the easy tier combat achievements lowers it to 35, then 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, whatever. I don't know how low it would go, but I feel like that would be a much more effective way and a much more rewarding way to actually lower the KC needed and incentivize the players to do the combat achievements a little bit more. A lot of the rewards are fairly passive and people don't really think about necessarily going for the combat achievements specifically for one reward. So I feel like just lowering the amount of KC needed per tier would be nice. That or just completely remove it from the game. Thanks, Jagex. Hey, that's a good drop. 20 Nile shards. If you didn't know, you actually need 250 Nile shards with the Nile horn and the Armadillo crossbow to make the Zerite crossbow, and I have 209 from all of the guys I killed over here for the ancient ceremonial pieces, as well as my next max KC. So shards are actually still pretty good for 41 more of them, and then after that, I don't care. But until I get that, it could be useful. Alright, well, most of my team had to go, so I think I'm just going to go over to the Mass World and hit the boss a little bit there. Kind of unlikely that I actually get a unique, but I'm already here with KC, so I might as well. But I did just briefly want to talk about this task and other tasks like it real quick. These kinds of tasks kind of suck. Most of the spreadsheet is stuff that I can do by myself, and I don't have to rely on other people, but the next tasks and some of the raids tasks and stuff like that, having to rely on needing other people just to participate with me in order to do them kind of sucks. Really slows down the progress of the videos because I can't just pick it up and put it down whenever I'm available. I need to schedule a team and friends to go and do it with. So much so that I might postpone the second next task. I know that I said there's 2 more God Wars Dungeon tasks, but all of the tasks that are on the spreadsheet are pretty arbitrary. I do plan on coming back to Nex in the future, but I think I might take off the second task that I have left on there just to speed up the process of finishing the spreadsheet. I have big plans for what I want to do next, and I don't think sitting here having to try to find a team is really gonna be good videos for you guys. All of these tasks just slow down the progress of the videos, and my main goal is to produce good videos at a consistent basis for you guys. And I don't think relying on needing to find a team to go and do another next task after this is really gonna be worth it. I think doing this one is a really good idea. It's been really fun learning the boss, and when I get an item, it is gonna be cool, but I think I might delete the second one. I'm not really sure how I feel about that yet, though, so if you have any strong feelings, leave them in the comments. Let me know what you think. Someone just got a Torah plate body on my MVP. I'm gonna cry. I'm in a mask, by the way. I just have energy hider on. Hello to the gamers, or so back. Last night, I was just running some arty laps, doing my farm runs, the usual, trying to get through all my seeds that I've been neglecting forever now. And today, there was actually a game update on a Tuesday, which added a couple things. Most notably, it added the combat achievements for the Royal Titans that I believe as soon as I click on this button, I should get at least some of them. I got 3 of them. Cool. So at some point, I'm going to have to go back to those and go and green log that. But for now, nothing else really too relevant on the update. They released the drop rates for the uniques at Royal Titans and sort of how the mechanics work for that, which was interesting to read, but didn't really add anything new. So yeah, that was all. Now, I did just briefly want to address something that you may have noticed in the video, but I've been doing a lot of agility. Something happened in my brain, something switched where all of a sudden I've been really like actively enjoying running arty laps. And because of that, I really didn't want to stop. I've never actually like truly enjoyed doing agility as much as I have recently, and I think most of that is just knowing how close I am to maxing really pushes you to want to do it. But yeah, I've actually really been enjoying agility. I'm at 336k to another level, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm still looking for Nex teams, and when they are available, I'm going to be going back to Nex, but for now, I'm enjoying it, so I'm just going to continue doing it. I'm being productive, like I said, with my farm runs whenever they're available, so at least I'm going through the seeds, and yeah, I'm just doing agility, doing farming, and having a good time. So, sorry if that bothers you, but yeah, agility, you should try it sometime. It's really fun. I actually don't think I've ever said anything that controversial in a video. I just went back and listened to the clip that I just recorded, and I just said agility is fun. I think this might be my most L take ever. Yeah, I almost got my recorder on in time. There's 98 agility. Most of you probably saw that coming, but yeah, I couldn't leave it so close to another level. Only 1,380 laps to go till 99 agility. Oh my god, it was so fast! What the heck? I've been trying to do that speed task fairly casually for a little bit now, and I don't know what happened there. I've actually failed that 3 times by 1 tick. It's a 36-second task, and I got a 36.6 3 separate times, and then all of a sudden that kill was just incredible. I literally killed him in 4 specs and got a 27.6. That's crazy. So I need to go and do a bunch of editing on the last video, and I know it's going to be a long video, so it's going to be a lot of editing. So I wanted to set myself up for an AFK activity that at least somewhat progressed towards the restocking to go back to Nex idea I had. And one of the things that I wanted to do is go back and try and get a couple blood shards. I've been really unlucky with the blood shards. I have over 7,000 sentinel kills with 3 drops and over 20,000 pickpockets with 0. So my plan was to go and AFK at the Sentinels, but I wanted to finish what I was doing first, and well, I may have gone a little bit overboard with the agility, and I'm gonna get 99 agility right now. That's so cool. I've never had 99 agility in the main game before. It almost doesn't feel real. I can't believe I did that. But yeah, I've just been going through all my seeds, running laps in between. I ended up doing 8,341 arty rooftop laps. That number is way too high. I wish I never realized that, but I didn't even get through all the seeds. That's a sad part. Let me go show you. I was specifically focusing on the Renars, Snaps, Torstols, and then Toadflaxes, and as you can see, I didn't even get close to finishing the Toadflaxes, but I got a bunch of herbs to restock the potions whenever I want to, and I have most of the secondaries already as well, so that is nice. And yeah, that's it. All I've got left is rune crafting. 7 rune crafting levels to max. That is insane. But yeah, this is going to be my home for a while now. I think this video is going to take a very long time to edit, so hopefully I can get a couple of them. Oh my god, there's no way. I killed 9 of them. I got it on my 9th. Today is my day, man. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. One of the reasons I came over here wasn't just to get 99 agility, but also because this guy sells the agility skill cape. So there we go. Yes, I would like to buy one of those. This just acts as a graceful cape, so it gives you the weight reduction and the set bonus. And I think you can use it, yeah, you can use it once per day to regen your run energy and give you a stamina potion effect for 1 minute, which is like pretty lame, but I guess slightly better than a graceful cape, so I'll take it. And while I'm here, I figure I might as well show this off as well. I got 2,642 marks of grace. Just figured I'd let you know in case you were curious. That's so many marks of grace. Oh my god. One of the more insane things that I've heard for account goals is a completionist list, which includes filling out the entire player-owned house, which includes the Magic Wardrobe, which has 10 different graceful recolor sets in here, and each graceful set costs exactly 260 marks of grace. So in theory, I do have enough to buy an outfit and recolor it for every single graceful recolor, except for the fact that some of the Zaya recolors you have to pay marks for, so I guess I would need a few more for that, but I'm not going to do that. I don't care about that at all, really. That's maybe a long time in the future I might, but for now, I'm just going to let them sit in my bank. I don't think I'm ever going to need to make more stamina potions. Now with the new run energy changes, I feel like stamina potions are a lot less meta and a lot less required for many things, and I still have 1,821 potions. So for now, I think these are just going to sit in the bank and do absolutely nothing, and if I ever need them in the future for staminas, or if I decide to go for the whole graceful recolor thing, then they are there and they won't go anywhere. But yeah, 2,642 marks of grace. Crazy. Alright, well, there it is. Video done, edited, uploaded, all that, ready to go. And I am done killing Vyres. I ended up killing about 1,300, maybe just under. I am now at 8,258 total KC with 4 blood shards. So even though I did get one there, I'm still pretty well under the drop rate, unfortunately. Blood shards are like the thing that this account just does not get lucky on ever, but I am ready to go back to Nex. Let's go do it. If you watched the previous video, this will be no surprise to you, but that video ended up taking me a very long time to edit. That was like 2 days pretty much just straight of editing and AFKing. So I ended up doing like 1,300 kills, like I said, but I didn't realize just how slow the kills per hour was there. I guess most of the time I'm so AFK that it doesn't really matter, but I was sort of paying attention. I checked the wiki and it was basically like 90, maybe 100 kills per hour. So the fact that I got about 1,400 kills makes sense. Probably took me about 14, 15 hours to edit that video. So yeah, I just can't believe how slow it is, but I'm very glad that I got the 1 blood shard. I can now use that if I get a team. Right now, I don't actually have one, so I'll probably just be doing masses. But yeah, very happy to get some more charges on that. That was a long time coming. Remember that thing I said about not having a team? It turns out I lied. I found some people, so let's go do it. Hey, comment achievement. Oh my god, he got it! He got the plate body, let's go! Good job, Bread. So many things happened there. First of all, I got my next trio combat achievement. That was the first time I did a trio. Second of all, I got an elite clue, which was kind of cool. But more importantly, Bread got a Torva plate body, which I'm only a little bit upset that I didn't get, but cool. We got a back-to-back. I wasn't even recording. Zerai Van braces for Rudy. Not for me, though, of course. Alright, I'm not going to include the Nile Shard drops anymore, because that's all I need to make the Zerite crossbow if I do get the horn. I officially have 250 shards, so that is crossed off the list, and I also learned that the average drop rate to see an item at Nex is better determined by your shard rate rather than your kill count, because like I have so many KC from masses that 483 KC really doesn't mean anything. What's more important is the Nile Shard rate, and apparently between 380 to 400, according to one of these people, is the average rate. So I'm coming up on rate to see an item, but seeing those 2 items for the group has been so motivating. Even just like, even though they weren't in my name, just knowing that it's possible feels good. In fact, I don't think I'm going to include any more clips in this video, because that's where I'm going to have to call it. This video's gone on long enough, and am I only saying that because I just died and lost all my kill count? Maybe, but we'll have plenty of time for Nex in the next video. In the next video. Am I right, guys? But bad jokes aside, that is going to have to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Check if you're subscribed. Maybe leave me a comment. Do all the things to help my videos with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you in the next one. I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members. Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxater, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, Mondeep Bassi, Frank Chandler, and 3 Up 3 Down. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.